Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Thanks for joining me today for another new practice. The theme of this practice is called fire, or Agni in Sanskrit. And the idea behind this is that fire can take many forms. Yes, it brings heat, which is good for us, right? We'll build heat, yes, in the beginning of practice especially. But what else does fire do? It provides illumination, light. It provides us with the energy required for transformation. And so think about these things. I'm going to several times today throw you challenges. And the way that you approach those should be in a way that serves you today in your body. Speaking of that, housekeeping number one, have a block, blanket, strap handy. You never know when they'll come in handy. I'm always doing a variety of poses. Housekeeping number two, if you like to practice to music, you can find my playlists on Spotify and Apple Music. Just look at the information below. We're going to start seated. So when I begin seated, I always like to sit up on a blanket. If it's for, even a length of time, even a couple minutes, provides me with the ability to sit a little bit forward. Please find yourself in a way that feels very grounded, but with a sense of alertness, okay? We're gearing up for action. Rest your arms so that they are comfortable. Sit tall and bring your awareness into your breathing, shaping it now into about a rhythm that's 2/3 of your total breathing capacity. So you're wanting to increase your inhales. Increase your exhales as well. And just sort of taking this moment to reboot your attention and bring it in fully to the present. I also want to increase this because today I want to introduce a breathing technique that will help us to generate a little bit of fire called Bhastrika, or bellows breath. So take another nice deep breath here and we're going to practice it. And you're going to inhale and inflate your belly, puff it out. And then you exhale, use your abdominal wall. So inhale. And it helps if you close your eyes, work through it. So keep going. I'm just using my hands to show, but you're inflating. And you don't have to do it at any certain speed. Just make sure that you get full breaths. Feel the light behind your eyes. Feel the activation in the brain. Couple more. Okay, now let that go and give me a smooth and deep inhale. Sit tall. At the top of that inhale, hold your breath in. Tip your chin down to seal it in and hold it. Feel that activity spin. And then let it go. I think that's really, really nice. Feel that ability, stay in cross legs, that ability to increase your energy so simply with breath. Put your hands on your knees, and we're going to begin with a seated cat-cow. Draw your heart forward. So I'm pulling on my knees here. Draw forward. And then as you exhale, let this support you. Take the navel back and let the head bow forward, all right? So we're going to flow that inhale. Come on up, lift the heart. And exhale, let that belly come back. You're having the back go in opposite directions. Going to get into it from every direction. Important to warm up the spine in many ways. And then let's go ahead and hold back here, hang back here just for a sec. And what we're going to do is I want to actually take this now back. Take this all the way onto your back with the cross legs. Put the cross legs down on the floor. This is going to help us open the hip. Take an inhale and exhale. Squeeze and lift your hips off the floor. Oh my goodness. So now you're going to feel a stretch come into the inner thighs there. Maybe a little bounce. Be careful of your low back. Good. Let's put that down. And I want to do the other direction. So recross the legs the other way and then lift. We always want to make sure that we're evening things out side to side. So another little bounce here. I've got a whole host of warm-ups here on the mat before we stand up. So let's walk out of that. Walk out of that and give me a few petals up to the sky with those feet. Good. Just a few to warm up the hamstrings here. And then I want you to reach up through the heels, give a good reach, and then take your hands as if you're trying to reach beyond those feet. Okay. So feet up, hands up, but belly down. You're making a U shape and the belly is pressing down into the bend of the U. All right. Squeeze, squeeze. Here, fire is at your center, chakra 3, navel. So that's the area we're focusing on. Now take your hands and put them under your glutes. Under your glutes for a sec. And just give me some unstructured reverse bicycle. Mindfully. This is going to help you get in touch a little bit with your ability in your core. You know, you could keep it a lot smaller if you needed to. Don't let your back arch. Beautiful. Okay, then let's take the hands behind the knees. Roll yourself into a ball, chin to chest, round out your back. Give me a wheel, and you're gonna, eventually I want you to hit a boat pose. So you're gonna hit essentially right there. Give it a few tries. And with your strength, right there and hit it. So you can keep it basic here or a little bit more. We're warming up, so I'm not gonna go super intense on this boat. I just want, again, this core to start lighting that fire up a little bit. Beautiful. It's okay if that shake starts, make a little friend with it. Come on to seated, fully in staff pose now. And I want you to clasp your hands, flip them up overhead. So we're going to inhale and be tall in our staff pose. Activate your legs, activate your spine. When you exhale, you bring these hands down, but I'm actually reaching my crown up to touch those hands. Inhale. All right. And exhale, lift your crown to meet the hands. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Moving on. Inhale here. Let's take that into a forward fold. So reach out over those legs, and we'll do this 3 times. Lean back. Inhale. Use your strength. Exhale. Out. Over the legs. Inhale. Do that one more time. Now let's go ahead and just settle here for a moment. Honor where your body is. Do what feels right for you. Doesn't matter if you can touch your toes or not. No, it doesn't. Do away with any negative thought. Let's go ahead and sit back on up. I want you to give me a few backstrokes like so on the floor. And just simple, sort of a reverse plank. Find the right spot for your hands. Lift the heart. Open the shoulders. Use a strong neck. Always, trying to encourage us to be aware of what the neck is doing. Good. Just a nice gentle way to sit back. Now, if you want to do more, I'm going to take this into a reverse tabletop position. So you're going to walk your hands in and the feet come to about where the knees were. Press up, open the shoulders even more. Here's your first challenge. You may not want it. Cross the right ankle over the knee and let the other one fly out. So this is the first challenge I'm going to offer today. And each time you want to approach mindfully. Okay. Go ahead, put that foot down, put the knees down, and then sit back on out. I want to go next to keeping the right leg long, bending my left leg. We're just going to do a few simple twists. So inhale towards that leg. And then when I exhale, turn around to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, go the other way. Notice in the beginning of class, I think we have a lot of excess energy sometimes. We want to speed up. We want to do everything really fast. You don't really need to do that. I always want you to move with the breath. Let's go ahead and come back to this Dandasana. Swim back, and again, lift here. This is your gentle version. Stay here if we're, being kind to the wrists, etc. Otherwise, here is my bigger version. This time, left ankle is going to cross over the knee. Give a little shake, give a little squeeze, or a big squeeze. Nice. And carefully put that down, hips down. Last thing I want to do here is a wide-legged fold. So take it on out. And this can be a really, really tight feeling pose. And if that's you, look, blanket. Sit up. It helps. Just falls into that pose. I turn my legs out from the hips. Now, press. We're going to flow this for a couple. Press, you can get yourself deeper into the pose. Inhale. All right. And then come on around. Another way to do it is pull back. Kind of pull back on the mat here. Also gets you deeper. Inhale around. Exhale, push. Good. Inhale around. Exhale, pull. Heart forward. One more round. Inhale. Exhale, push. Inhale around. Exhale, pull. Nice. Okay. We're going to be working up to standing. So cross, transfer your weight, remove any prop, and start walking yourself on up to the top of the mat. Stay low. I like to stay low for a couple breaths. Really plant your feet, sway side to side. And once you feel good and grounded, let the spine lengthen as well as the legs. Tip a little forward and let the head hang. Nod your head yes. Again, not judging yourself for any perceived, flexibility or inflexibility or strength at any time. That's why we're doing this. Place the hands at the thighs. Let's rise up and stand. We're doing this to improve those things, right? Okay. I want to do a few. There's a signature piece that recurs in this class. Inhale. Give me a tiny baby back bend, just starting to activate that back. And bend your legs, exhale, and these arms are going to come back to this airplane type shape. And notice, really go down on your legs here. If I put my hands at my shins and press out into a halfway lift, like I will do a lot, this is essentially a more challenging version of that. So to go and try it right here versus right here, you're using a lot more back strength. So it's up to you. Bend the knees if you need to. Let's take a forward fold, drop your head and the hands go up. Then inhale and swing all the way up and find Tadasana. I want to do that a couple more times. Inhale. This is preparation for sun salutations. Exhale, sweep all the way back. Inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, let the head drop and the hands come up. Inhale, swing all the way up. And exhale, Tadasana. Let's start a sun salutation. Inhale, come all the way on up. Exhale, same way. We're going to start with those airplane arms. Inhale, straighten the legs, come out in front of them, and exhale into forward fold. Now, inhale, drop your hands to the floor and start walking back. Exhale into down dog. Okay, so this is our first down dog. So let's approach, in a warming way. Press actively into the hands. Make an L shape on the inner hand. Inhale to press your hips up. Maybe the knees are bent. Up on the toes. And then exhale, let your heels give a little bounce. They get heavier. Keep, working with your breath here. Always, whole practice. Inhale, hips high. Exhale, heels low. As we get more flexible, maybe those thighs start to reach back. And you're looking essentially kind of between the shins there. Good. Let's come forward into a plank. Now, this is the first plank we've done, so maybe I want to come onto the knees for that one. Use strong arms to bring myself down to the ground and cobra. Now, remember, cobra is a lift and a push, and I can use my back body, of course, but add some extra in the arms to help gain that extra lift. And then you're also gaining arm strength. Okay, inhale here. Tuck the toes. Exhale. The first sun salutation is always a learning round. Inhale, press those hips high. Exhale, heels low, I should say. Now inhale, bend your knees, look to the top of the mat. As you begin your exhale, you can walk, you can float back up to the top. Going to go back to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sit into a chair here today. Rise up. It can be high or low. Exhale, deepen that. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, Tadasana. Good. Round two. Inhale, rise on up into that back bend. Exhale, the airplane arms. Bend the knees. Inhale, then straighten. Come to a halfway lift, airplane style. Exhale, the head goes down. Hands to the floor. Inhale, start walking back. And exhale to down dog. Forward to plank as you inhale, knees or toes. Exhale, come on down, your Chaturanga Dandasana, big strength. Inhale, come through Cobra. Now look at this, Cobra or Up Dog. Up Dog keeps a very strong back and straightens the arms. That's a challenge that's offered. It's a challenge you take with mindfulness, okay? And then we're gonna go back to Down Dog. Another breath here, inhale, hips high. Exhale, heels low. Look to the top of the mat as you inhale. And at the end of your exhale, float or walk. Go straight to chair this time. Inhale, chair. Exhale, and the deepest chair that you're ready for today. Inhale, back up into a back bend and Tadasana. We're going to do that one more time, folks. Inhale, give me a back bend, careful, strong back. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, straighten those legs out. Exhale, drop the head. Inhale, hands come to the floor. Let's walk back. Down dog. Exhale, down dog. Last time forward in that plank. Exhale, down, Chaturanga Dandasana, knees or toes. Inhale through on the floor, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Hold here last time. Inhale, press. Exhale, deepen. Look to the top. Inhale. Start your exhale and move. Finish in a chair. Okay. Exhale, deepen. Inhale and lift. And Tadasana. Beautiful. Spend a moment in your Tadasana. Push down into the feet, but up in the soles of the feet. Bring that energy up into the navel, up into the heart, up beyond the crown of the head. Always okay to come back and rebalance. In fact, that's what we do in body, in breath, in mind. That's yoga. Let's go ahead. I'm going to start this way so I'm better visible. You can stay however it works for you. We're going to step your left foot back. Stay in two lanes, and especially on this one, I want to take my right foot maybe a little more right, and the left foot maybe a little more left for what's coming. Starts with a simple flow for Warrior One, though. Let's bring your elbows up, inhale, and then a little bend there. Exhale, and come wide. Squeeze your elbows back. Now, inhale, squeeze front. And exhale, we're going to bring back that airplane here. It's kind of airplane warrior. So inhale, come on up. You could straighten the leg if you want on that beat. Exhale, and the elbows wide. Inhale, squeeze. And exhale, lay forward. We're going to do it again. Inhale, straighten or bend the knee. Exhale, so I'm really forcing some good squeeze here. Don't just go through the motions. Come forward. Now we're in humble warrior territory. Let's break it down. Gentle, humble warrior is right here or right here. So that's where we're going to stay if we're in gentle mode. Bring it back to the airplane arms as a sort of a medium option. And again, this leg bends in accordance. If you want to throw yourself a challenge, the biggest version involves the big bind, perhaps on the leg, but the deepest version goes down inside the leg. Pressing the leg against the body, inhale, draw forward. The knee stays in so that it doesn't become destabilized, okay? Extend forward from your hips. Look beneath you, not to the center of the mat. Long neck, okay? No falling. We're never falling. You're strong. You're only choosing what's appropriate for you. Now, lead up with your heart and then let those arms go. Oh my goodness. That's a pranic rush. Would say your energy rushes on out. Kind of let it redistribute. Beautiful. Moving on to side angle. Take your feet a little bit wider and more center aligned, and have your block handy. Okay. So challenge today. If you're in a default foot position, I want you to go tiny bit wider. All right. If that's appropriate for you. Now, arms level. Reach and bend. Now, the classic version of this is right here. The gentle version of this is right here. Come on down and reach long. But again, if we're throwing ourselves challenge for the fire, for the transformation's sake, I might want to choose to go a little bit deeper using the block. Block high, block medium, floor eventually, okay? The block can also help me take some of the weight off of the leg and go deeper into this. Very similar to triangle here, which we'll do in a minute, but keeping everything working in every part of the body. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and with care, come on up and face the side. Beautiful. From here, let's take those arms a little bit wide, bend your knees, and my challenge, if you want, wider feet again. Hopefully your mat is sticky enough. When you come down, take your peace fingers and around the big toes, or maybe at the ankles. If you need to, you're going to bend your knees. If you need to, you're going to keep it simple like this, okay? My challenge is the bound version, the gorilla version of a wide fold. Now, bring your weight a little forward so it's balanced in your feet. And then as your elbows go wide, draw your head down. So if that's too much, I just gave you options. You're going to bend the knees. You're going to use the block to bring the floor up to you. So that's what I'm talking about. Allow your body to go through the stages that it is ready and not ready for. Let's let that go. We're going to walk this out, and I want you to build me a tabletop. So maybe I'll show that from the side here. I want a tabletop. Now, if you're feeling tight, you're going to bend your knees and use the block. Otherwise, the hand can be on the block or the floor. Now, put your left hand on the block. Left hand on the block. And what we're going to do is just these sweeping, we're going to thread the needle a few times. We're going to add a twist to this. So coming on out, exhale through. Then go ahead and stay up. Stay up. Hand can be up. It can rest at the low back, but let's inhale, draw your crown forward. Exhale, your tailbone back. And then just go into that twist any amount. That hand is supporting you under the shoulder wherever it ended up. So versions of this can look like so. As you exhale, draw the navel back. Good. Let's bring that all back down into center. And then maybe heel toe the feet in, hands to thighs. Come on up. Maybe you are experiencing some of this transformative fire. Okay. Last two poses, we're going to do it off the opposite way that you came from. So you're going to be using your left foot. Take your block. Most people are going to want that block. Put it in the center of the mat. This is a trio of balance exercises. So what I need you to do is step with the left foot directly towards the block. Starting simply. We're going to start in a star pose. So ground your vision and press into the points of your star. Squeeze, squeeze, wide, wide. Now, if you need to touch down, you need to touch down. That's fine. Put your hands to your hip and practice some control here. Turn the hips so that you can come to touch the block. Now, this is 3-point stance. Toes can be down. So I've got my hands and one foot down. And maybe this is where you stay today. If you want the third balance, give a little bend to that knee and bring your airplane arms back. This is a version of Warrior 3. Squeeze your back, squeeze your glutes. Leave the runway. All right. Do your best, do your best. No judgment. Now, if you can, let that foot land back behind you. If you need to, give a little bit of love, a restoration to that ankle. I have one more pose here to throw challenges. Triangle. Kind of two-laned in my mat. Triangle. Let's put it together simply first. Reach. Don't overbend. Okay. Set your bottom hand. Gentle. More. However, if you're throwing yourself challenges today, maybe I'm a little wider in those feet. Maybe I'm a little further down, bringing my block back. Okay. Unlike the side angle where we had a bent knee and we went way over, I really want these sides to stay straight out. Okay, good, good. Just practice here for a few breaths, and then I'm going to throw a core challenge into this. Why not? There's always a core challenge you can put in this. Good. So let's bring this arm back and come up a little bit. Now, strong. Take an inhale. Exhale. Extend that arm on out. So you can already feel that's added challenge. Only do this if your back is feeling ready. Inhale. Exhale. Out there too. And then one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, come on around. Exhale. And if you want, take an inhale and exhale, windmill yourself all the way back down to down dog for a moment. Oh my goodness, yes. Or child's pose. Do what you need. Do what you need. In time, when I was a beginning yoga practitioner, down dog felt like a lot of exertion. Absolutely. It took time for me to be able to just hang out here and not be perturbed. We sure are going to do the other side. Let's take the left leg and lunge it forward. Put your back heel down, reach back, and come on up. Maybe give yourself a break here before we start the other side fully. So again, that left foot's going to go a little more left, and the right foot be a little more right. And let's just simplify the arms on this one. Inhale. It's that flow. Exhale. Elbows back. Inhale. Squeeze. Exhale. This is a flow that is getting us toward humble warrior. Exhale. Squeeze. Inhale. And forward fold. Last one. You can straighten on this, but obey your body. Obey your body. In time, I say that a lot, but it's really crucial. Remember, humble warrior, this is not Simon Says. This is, please, gentle, humble warrior right here. Less stress. Airplane, good. Bigger bind. Change the hands on the bind, maybe on the leg, maybe inside the leg. So I need a super wide stance. That's why my left foot's way left and my right way right. Squeezing my knee towards my body. Long spine. Okay. Squeeze. If, I see a lot of people try this in class and I'm always like, I'm always suspicious when I see everyone try it because I know that there's a rainbow of bodies. Let's go ahead and come on up and exhale. And I don't want people just taking a challenge because they think everyone's doing it and so should I. You don't have to do that. There's no one standing next to you, right? Okay. And then we are going to go onto our side angle. So, of course, I'm going to change. See what I'm doing. Wider. Your challenge is to be even a little wider. Block at the ready. Out. Bend and reach. Classic version looks kind of like that. More challenge might involve going down deeper. And this is why, please, I always encourage you to go back into a class. Get better, get stronger, work on the things more flexible that you are needing to work on. And the need is based on you. I'm not telling you what you need. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Inhale, come on up, face the side. You can always have a moment. We're going to spend some time in the wide legs here again. So wider perhaps. Make sure you feel sticky. Yogi's choice on this one. Maybe you want to do something a little bit more. Maybe you want to walk your hands back, drop your head, weight a little forward. Maybe you like to practice this kind of tripod business, which kind of gets you into the feeling of what it's like to be in a headstand. Only do that if you are, I'm probably not ever going to teach a headstand online just because I'm sorry to say it's the kind of thing I want to be in person with and watch what you're doing and help you. There's several poses that fall into that category that, we really should only approach once we develop certain core skills. Make sure you're breathing, exhaling deeply. Beautiful. We're going to do that other twist. So build me a tabletop. So remember, that was to come out. I want to bring my crown forward and tailbone back. Maybe I need a block. Maybe I need a bend. All right. This time your right hand is going to go under your throat. And give me that thread the needle again. 3 times. Inhale up. Exhale, thread. And then you're going to choose the version to hold. Shine up. Maybe place that behind you. Once you're there, crown forward, tailbone back, and then breathe and remain. Your ability to bring yourself into centered breath, centered mind is the practice of yoga. It is the goal of yoga. Beyond that is peace. Check out my previous class for that. Go ahead and bring that back down, please. Take your care and time to come back on up. Beautiful. Feeling a lot of fire. So here, this is probably the more heated part of the fire practice. We're going to head off onto the right foot to practice the balance. So you want that block again at the middle of the mat. Other side. There's 3 poses in this. So you're going to step with the right foot straight back. Right foot straight back. Star. Star, you could have the toe down. Come on up. Reach, hand against foot. Yes, big, big. Okay. Hands to your hips. Turn, 3-point stance. Squeeze up behind you. This is sort of a version of half moon. It's training for half moon. Then, bend your leg. If you want an airplane, take off the runway. Squeeze and lift. Version of Warrior 3. And if you can, let that land behind you. Take a moment. Balance. I don't know. Of all things in class, let that feel joyful. It's fine. You're fine. I came with good intentions. I'm doing my best. Triangle. Last standing pose, guys. On out. I don't know. You could be fast forwarding for all I know. I'm sick of these. Come out forward and down. Set. Classic. Gentle. Classic. More. More. What's your challenge? Feet wider. More. All right. Chosen based on your day. So I just want a nice activated version before we add on core challenge. I want you to bring this arm back and rise up a little bit. Take an inhale. Exhale. That's going to come on out. Have a breath there. And so you remember what we did. It adds a lot of weight onto the back. So careful. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Come on up. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. I am happy to tell you that we are going to move to the floor. I'd like you to, if it doesn't bother your knees, to sit in Thunderbolt, legs together, sit on the legs. If it does bother your knees, just sit. Just sit with crossed legs and take a moment. I'd like you to bring this focus into your breath. It's called the Agni Bhavana, or the essence of fire, where when you inhale, draw prana down into the navel. And when you exhale, draw it up into the navel. So we're feeding the fire. Inhale, draw breath into the navel. Exhale, up. And do that a few more times. Inhaling down, everything is coming to our chakra 3 fire element center. Doing it in the most restful way possible. Then, go ahead and keep the legs together and give me a version of child's pose where you bend over the legs and you feel that compression. You might need to support the head a little bit here, which is fine. And if you're seated, just lean forward any amount, okay? So there are a number of poses that we do where we can have the legs compress the belly, and this is a nice activation. And remember, in the body, fire shows up as this digestive potential energy, yeah?
So we can use our poses to help us activate. Okay. Let's do a version of dolphin today. So you're going to come forward onto your elbows. Let's look at the gentlest to begin with. Elbows, you can hold biceps, then clasp hands, all right? Or if you are progressing in your practice, the hands come apart straight in front of you. Gentle here, you press the arms into the mat to press the hips far, far away. You could choose to do dolphin push-ups. You could also choose, the full version of this is from the feet. So like so, clasp or no clasp, and you could choose to do, I always say starting version is 7 of these, and you adjust based on what you're doing. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. If this bothers the shoulders, we are not going to do it. Okay, let's be kind. And then after those, let's go ahead and just hold. Hold for a moment. Inhale down into the navel. Exhale up into the navel. Essence of fire. Beautiful. Okay. Knees down if they're not. And we're going to come around onto the back. There's a huge asterisk after everything I do. And that asterisk, that note reads, not if it's not right for you, right? Okay. Legs up. 2 options. Viparita Karani right here, which is put your feet on a ball. If you wanted to do it at the wall, you totally could. Legs up. I kind of like this balancing, this floating though. The legs up is nice for me at the end of class, maybe sometimes. And they float. Reposition this, especially if it's a harder block. You don't want it digging into your back. It could be anything that helps you lift, but be floaty. If you like, you can do half shoulder stand. I'll show you that too. Half shoulder stand requires more strength and flexibility in the shoulders. So you got to get your arms in tight, use some momentum to get up, and then your hips go in your hands. If your elbows are too wide, they're going to start slipping. So that's why you got to keep the arms in. And then similar, we just kind of get to a place where they float. Now, like I said earlier, full shoulder stand is not something I love to teach online because it's another thing where I would really love to be in person with a person talking about that. We could experiment with some sort of half plow, like so. All right, playful. Love to do an inversion because feel for a moment the energy that your body is using, that little tingly, to get energy up into the legs and feet. Different. It's a different gravity than the rest of your day or week. And you're going to feel more pressure in the chest and head. And let that be a soothing thing, if possible. Okay, if you have glaucoma, something that is irritated by pressure, you're not going to choose this. Being wise. Okay, so if you are in half shoulder stand, I want you to come out with strength. Drop the legs over your face, lock your arms to the floor, and one vertebra at a time, use your strength. Down, down, down. No plopping. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and put those feet wide, knees together, and maybe hands on the belly. And just have a few nice restorative breaths. Never want to flip up out of a bigger inversion. Nice. So I want to do a few other things here for the back. Let's cross our legs and hug the knees in. I'm going to be flipping onto my front. And if you've been practicing those skills, you are using momentum. You're folding the legs underneath you to be able to come all the way like so. So I know that looked like a lot, but you can do it with practice. Now from here, hold a plank either from the toes or the knees, but extend the body out long. And I want to practice a pose that we usually cruise through. Up dog in our sun salutations. Now you can keep your toes tucked, but if you want to try it, inhale, draw your shoulders back and your heart forward and adding a little bit of back bend while you're still squeezing front, squeezing back. None of this, none of that. Oh my gosh, you got to be strong. Okay. Squeeze. Now come back to a plank and then lower on down. Oh my goodness. That's always a lot of work. Good. Now I'm going to do a version of a locust today called an airplane. We're going to do the start simply. I want the hands together, kind of at steeple, feet wider, and you're making this A shape. All right, so we're going to go between this. So inhale, your inhale is here. And then when you exhale, you're going to squeeze your legs together and bring your arms like a goalpost, a T. Okay, so inhale, A shape out here. And exhale into that nice T, squeeze. One more, inhale. And exhale. Okay, now let's flow with that. And if you want to take things off the floor, inhale a little bit, feet come up. Exhale, maybe elbows up. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then this one we're going to hold. Squeeze and lift. If you want, you can always put those feet back down if you need. Okay. Whew, nice. All right. Turn your face to one side. Rest. Arms to the side. Feet wide. Toes out. Heels in. And just have a rest. Breathe deeply into the belly. Breathe. Ease into the low back. If your head is turned to the side, pick it up and turn to the other side for a couple of breaths as well. So I would like to come on up and do one version of bow. Let's start light. Right arm can come in front, left foot up, and we string the bow here. So possible to do a little or more. Full bow, of course, is going to involve both feet, and the balls of my feet lift. So I'm not fully pointed, not fully flexed. Somewhere in the middle, let your chest hang off of those feet. Okay, you could stay one-sided, how we started. And if you're one-sided, I want you to switch now. All right, switch, put the left hand in front, like so. Otherwise, keep moving. Nice. All right, let's let that down and press up to all fours for me here. And I don't want to do a full cat and cow. Give me the cat arch here and just travel in a wave forward and back with that little cat arch. Feel how nice and soothing that is to that back that just works so hard. And next, we're going to move on to our twists. So bring the legs out in front of you. And today my twists, I am going to sit up because one of the twists that I do, the shape of my body is better for that. Okay, so right leg bends. So this is why the shape of my shin is good to have a little lift for its length. Anyway, we're going to start with the open twist. So you're going to take your left arm back, actually. Open it back. Now bring this right arm inside. You want a little pressure, leg against arm. But inhale, back hand makes you taller. Exhale, front arm makes you turn. Settle your hips. Inhale, gently lean back from your heart. Exhale, just turn your eye gaze to look back. No roaming, just let it settle. Practicing your yoga, coming back into centeredness, stillness. Good. Let's inhale, bring that back around. And then we're going to do the twist the other way too. Take the right arm around, on up. Maybe you even pre-twist yourself, okay? And then this arm just kind of helps you. Don't crank into it. Inhale, tall. Exhale, a little more if you got it. Don't be afraid to let that right hip go with you in the twist. It's good. Look back and settle. Settled in body, in breath, in mind. All linked in a yoga practice. Inhale and come back on around. Just give me a moment and a nice staff pose, and then maybe just a carefree sit forward. All right. Have a moment, have a exhale. Sit back up, and we're going to do the other twists the other way. Bend your left leg. All right. Then the right hand's going to come back. We'll do the open twist first. Inside the leg. Be tall, even if it means leaning back. Inhale here, exhale, turn. So know this, you don't have to be straight up, but you do have to have a straight back. So you see, even if I'm leaning back here, my back is long. Turn from that place. Every twist has a long spine. No roaming in the eyes. Good, sit on up. Let's come around to the other way. Let your left hip go back a little bit. Pre-twist. Left arm's going to come back. Inhale. Exhale, use the right arm to turn. You're really turning your upper spine with that arm. And settle. Inhale, sit up, and exhale, come around. Nice. What we're going to do next is a big lunge. If you are really bothered by being in a lunge, please just go ahead and feel free to simulate one like so. It's the same stretch, right? Here, heel up. Otherwise, coming forward, and I recommend that you, let me show it from this direction, that you actually put padding under your knees because we're here for a sec. And why annoy yourself? You're going to put your left knee on the pad and your right leg forward. So give me a nice lunge here. Lunge always starts with a knee over the foot. I'll try to give you a better view here of some of the options. If you need it, you might need to stay up a little bit higher. If that knee starts complaining, maybe you want to take it back onto the back, right? Maybe this is a nice option for a lot of people. Taking that leg and moving it out at an angle, like so, and then continuing to drop. Now, the challenge I'm going to do today, though, is more of this leg back in, getting forward enough so that my arm can come under that, and then drawing myself forward, intensifying the stretch. This gets us into skills. There's a lot of poses where like head, leg behind head and firefly, advanced poses, right? I don't need to do them, let alone in this class. But this is getting us there. It helps tortoise a little bit deeper. You're folding past your leg. So in the firefly is the one where your legs go over your arms and then kick forward. Google it. But don't try it until you're feeling strong, okay? Inhale forward again, and then exhale. Let's come back onto this blanket and have a little palate cleanser here. Come on up. And just real simple, exhale when you come down, hands come to your sacrum and bow any depth. Inhale. Slow flow, please. Exhale. Last one. Finish, and then we are going to move on to the other lunge. So the right knee stays down, and the left is forward. You choose the distance. I like to try to push that knee back. Knee is over foot. Maybe I need higher. Maybe I just like to turn this out. Kind of a good way to go for a lot of people, if that's where you are at. Otherwise, again, I'm practicing this version where I'm coming a little bit inside more. It's a little bit more of that firefly. Bigger lunge. And then breathe. So you will notice many times you will feel challenged. Your ability, again, I don't mind repeating, to remain calm in the midst of the fluctuations of life is a practice worthwhile. Oh my goodness, yes. Let's go ahead and creep out of that. Come back to all fours. And next, we're going to roll back around onto the back. Great, so we're going to finish class on the back, and I'm going to ask you to grab the strap. Now, you can use anything that serves the purpose, and it takes time to get to learn how to use the strap. When looped properly, you can put something inside the loop and it won't move, okay? That's ideal. We're going to start. I want you to start with knees bent, kick your right heel up, and put this around the right heel. It could be anywhere in the foot. I just like the heel because it's a nice rock. And start here. Now, the strap is going to bring ease to the leg, but puts work in the hand. So let's start here. Let's find your way. Another thing is that you could find perhaps the right loop spacing and grab through like so. See that? But start here. Inhale, lift your heel high. Exhale. We're going to intensify this and bring your nose to your knee. Now, freeze it there. Inhale, kick your heel higher. Now, exhale, freeze the leg where it is. Put the head and shoulders back down. So there may be some people who have enough flexibility to just, reach the leg. First two fingers around toe, etc. If you gain flexibility, that left leg may also go out a little bit longer, but we want to maintain ease, and I want to have this leg long. You can feel the difference. Leg bent, leg straight. It's way more of a stretch if the leg is straight. So do your best. This strap allows me to hold the leg, even if it's out here, even if it's out there. Hold the leg and keep it straight without having to touch. Maybe give it a little sway side to side. And this class has been has a big focus of inner thigh in it. And I've noticed after practicing it for about a month that it helps. The class before this had a big outer thigh focus. So the two together are really kind of nice for hip flexibility. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to lower it out to the right, and you're going to give it slack. You're going to give it slack. And I just want to keep it out here for a sec. I don't care if it goes straight out to the side. It could be way out there, but just let it float out there for a moment. Feel that big inner thigh stretch. Okay. Then guide that back up to the center, and you're going to pass it off. You're going to pass that off to the left hand. And then you might want to bring the bend back. You investigate. But then now you're going to, again, give it as much slack as needed and let your body adjust and just let that hang out the other direction, right? Maybe you like to look away. Don't be concerned with your shoulder being on the ground. Don't artificially crank into a twist. Navel back. So if holding the strap is a struggle, just know that that's related to your hand strength, and you want to just do more in time. Give yourself the strengthening journey. Good. Let's bring that back on up. And we're going to change legs. Change legs. So heel left. Left heel. Start with a bent leg perhaps. And we're going to go through that setup. So inhale, kick the heel high. Exhale, draw nose towards knee. Inhale, kick it high again. Now try to freeze this where it is. Then bring that back down. Leg bent or straight. And then try to settle into it. It's a big stretch. So your body is going to seize up on you. When you go into a big stretch, your body thinks that's a danger zone. That's why you stop breathing and you get all tense like that. It's trying to protect you. So in a yoga pose, we got to bring back our yoga skills, which is back to smooth breathing. The breath is the link between the body and the mind. Give it a little sway back and forth. And we're going to, again, drop wide out to the left. Give it slack. And just a couple breaths here because we've already done a lot of inner thigh stretch. Reach, try to keep it long, but do your best. If at any time the strap isn't working for you, ditch it. I'll say it and I'll say it and I'll say it again. We have a very competitive society. Inhale. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Hand it off to your right hand. Now let's go the other way. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I think we overdo it. I'm at a point in my life where I appreciate measured activity. And I recognize that we can have a balanced life. When you feel out of balance, you need to either apply the appropriate fire or the appropriate stillness to bring yourself back. Beautiful. Let's gently bring that back into the middle, and we are going to move on to your relaxation. So for a good amount of time, I just want to relax deeply. If you've got a blanket, it's nice to put a small amount of lift under the head, and then allow the back of the neck to lengthen just a little bit softly. There are nerves running through the neck that can be soothed with a little bit of length. And then settle. If you're feeling warm, place the arms away from the body, even sometimes out like wings. Let the legs collapse. An alternate way of lying is constructive rest with the feet wide and knees together, which is more easeful for the low back. Please investigate. Do any last things that your body needs to feel settled. If you're cold, maybe a blanket goes over you. This is your time of restoration. Remain lying. And the first order of business is always to settle the body, your outermost layer. Once you are feeling heavy and grounded and more relaxed, make sure your breath does the same. And if the breath has any sense of agitation, maybe take an effortless, deep inhale, relaxing, deep exhale, and guide your energy in that direction. We settle the body, we settle the breath and energy, we settle then the mind, which is probably the most challenging, especially after all of this fire, and some of this was mental fire when you challenge yourself. And we have to
train ourselves to watch where that fire is and then let it come back into balance now. So a good few minutes in Śavāsana, just watch your thoughts. If they're active, that can be okay. But instead of interacting with them, watch. Relax. Now, as you begin to contemplate coming back into a waking state, draw any sense of peace that you have found back into the body. And we're going to come up and have a few minutes of meditation. So we especially want to remain calm in this case. Draw peacefulness gently into the limbs. If you like to roll onto your right side, do so bending the knees and taking a transitional breath. And remember, when we sit up, find your way gently. Please do sit up on something. And for these few minutes in meditation to finish, it's important that you can be stable. So if you need to sit against a wall or even in a chair, please do so. And your ability to sit for, longer periods of time also increases with practice. But we're going to do a lovely chakra-based meditation today. Preparing your seat and now quieting your minds and stilling your thoughts. Relax your body, your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your neck, relaxed. Arms and hands resting wherever they feel most comfortable. Torso, your hips, let go. Your legs, your feet, totally relaxed. Now focus on your breathing. Once more, very gently inhaling slowly and deeply through your nose. And exhaling out through the mouth slowly and completely. Inhaling through the nose, out through the mouth. And everything we do here should feel effortless. So if it feels effortless to do so, after you inhale, pause the breath, hold it in for a moment. And whenever you feel the need, begin your exhale out through the mouth. And at the end of the exhale, also pause. Now, the amount of pause, continue. The amount of pause will change over time, will be different for everyone. But you want to get yourself just kind of accustomed to this rhythm of inhale, pause, exhale, pause. It's the cornerstone of many different pranayama practices. Do one more round of that breathing. 4-part breath. Again, no strain whatsoever in the breath. And then relax the technique and bring your focus to the length of your spine. This is the place that the chakras lie. And we're going to take a little trip through them. So, starting at the top of your head, I want you to visualize your crown chakra opening to the source above. Opening at the very tip of the skull and watching as pure white light enters your crown chakra, and slowly that white light spirals down through your spine. So again, focus at your uppermost chakra. It actually lies just above the top of the head, opening and white light spiraling in and down the spine. Now, where this white spiral meets your third eye chakra, between the eyebrows, white light at the third eye, you may experience vibrant colors such as blue or violet begin to expand, created by this prana moving. Third eye, blue and violet. Continue to follow the spiral down, moving into your throat chakra, releasing your blockages, and you may feel a sense of vibration, or maybe even compelled to make some sort of sound or chant or a mantra. Allow whatever's coming through the throat to have a sense of resonance throughout you. Maybe an om. Continue to experience the spiral of white light down the spine into the heart chakra, where here, now experience the feeling of unconditional love and compassion. And that begins with compassion for the self. And that white light that began spiraling from the crown is in the heart chakra, love and compassion. Continue that white light spiraling down into the solar plexus area of the navel where we've worked today. Gently, your fears, anger, any of the negative qualities of fire, tension is released. Keep only the wonderful, transformative, energetic qualities of fire and release any tension and negativity, fear. See then the white light enter your sacral chakra, base of the spine here. Let it release any pain or guilt. This is the place where we hold our emotions, our gut reactions. Whatever emotions we store here that may be holding us back, let this white light sort of infuse and dissipate. Guilt, negative emotion, painful memory. Let it go. Last, the white light enters your root chakra, down at your seat. The seat of Kundalini energy travels up through this spiral in both directions. As it does, it begins to activate the energy of the base chakra, feeling extra grounded. And the sense of groundedness supplies us with the base for then that energy to travel back up the spine. And so now feel that energy suddenly emerging from your root chakra and spiraling back up through the base of the spine as if it were a coiled snake, and then spiraling all the way up like DNA, up the spine, activating and bringing you to higher levels of consciousness, up and beyond now. Again, remember that seventh chakra is beyond the head, representing the part of ourself that is beyond the body. Now traveling up forward and up. Now traveling all the way up in that spiral, leaving you with a sense of readiness, alertness, good sense of fire, good sense of prana or well-being, good sense of prana or life force within you. And when you're ready, just let everything return back to your physical body, infused, relax, and feel wherever you can balanced. And that concludes our practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Do the practice again if it throws you a challenge that you want to work on. But every time you arrive on this mat, practice where you're arriving and ask yourself what you need. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. All right. And that's the educational journey that I want you to go on. I hope that you will like this video and subscribe. It really helps me out. Otherwise, follow me on social media too if you want notifications for when I'm posting new classes. Going to try to continue to put gentle and standard versions out for each class. Be well. Bye now.